What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. A little bit of a different view today. Mugly Mug isn't in the shot here. And so I'm also on my other computer, which doesn't have a camera on it. And I have a microphone, so maybe it sounds better or worse, or you don't care. I don't know. You can let me know what you think. So what are we looking at here? Well, a lot of numbers. So this is September. So I wanted to kind of see how things were going. We just started November, obviously, today. We've been running the experiment since the 14th of October. It's a little over 2 weeks. So if we pull out our handy-dandy calculator, we say 44 divided by 31. We were at a 1.42, we'll call it. This whole month, we were doing 5 a day. Okay? Let's come over here to October. Why did it go second? I thought I went to third. Or the 1st of October. Anyways, so you can see we started right here. This was the first day we listed 10. So you can see what I was talking about was, hey, I know when you do things that eBay likes, like say you up your promoted or your handling time went down, maybe you did 1 day or same day or started a different off-site campaign or all these different promotions or listed more or any kind of thing that eBay likes. When you do it, you get that boost in traffic. You see the boost in traffic. Here's the lead up. After you do it, typically, what you see is it's going to kind of go down and find its new sweet spot. So back here, you could see, it was going up a little bit as we got more items in our store. We started, what was our low? 47, our high is probably here, 62. 50, there's a 47. And then we started, our high was 128. Now we're down to about 76. So I'm going to guess we're going to be somewhere between 80 and 100. Right? That's going to be my guess where we're going to end up. So let's look at how many more are we selling. So 66 divided by 31. So we went up 0.8 basically. Right? Or 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 exactly, actually. 1.42 to 2.2, I guess it's 2.13. So 0.71 items more sold. Okay, so we doubled our listings, but we didn't double our sales. Now, is it going to just take a little bit longer for eBay to maybe give us more traffic, more sales? I don't know. It's all about running these experiments and learning more. And the more you do these experiments and the more you learn, the more you can be able to say, you kind of know what's going to happen when you make these changes. Now, the other thing too, and this is a big thing when it comes to eBay, as your store gets bigger, right, you should get more impressions because you're putting more items out there. Now, it's not going to be like, oh, now I have, instead of 800, I have 900 items. I'm going to get 10,000 more impressions. It's probably not going to be that extreme. But what it is going to do is you should slowly see a little bit of an increase. And then, as you're building up, so we're selling. Oh, let's not go so big. So 2.13, right? And we're listing 10 a day minus 2.13. So our store grows by 7.87, grows by 244 items a month. So if you said, okay, on December 1st, if my sell-through rate continues at what it is, I should have 244 more items. So my traffic should be a little bit higher in theory, right? Because I have more items for people to look at. And again, you want to do good items. You don't just want to do crap. The items we're putting in there are good. Sell-through rate 4 to 5 months on most of them. So as we continue to do this, we'll continue to see more traffic, and then sales should increase. You know, that activity in the store is continuing. You're doing all those different things right, and we should just start to see an increase. Now, we are in Q4, so there is more traffic on the site. I don't know how many more people are. They're probably not buying used clothing for gifts. I do know some are because I've seen it. But if there's more people, in theory, if there's more people on the site, say, and they're looking for toys, then they're like, you know, I need a shirt. So then they search up shirt or jeans or whatever. So you can kind of get the bonus off that, even though it's not, maybe my stuff isn't necessarily a Christmas item for someone else. People could come and say, okay, now I bought my Christmas stuff, my gifts, now I want to buy something for myself. So that's probably more where I'm going to get that bonus versus just people buying my stuff for Christmas gifts. But again, this is why we run experiments, so we can see things like this and see how it goes. Now this is just the last 7 days. So if we look at the last 7 days, if I could type, 2.28. So we're pretty close to our overall number. We've sold a few more. Not many, but we had a 0 there. That kind of hurt. Then we had a 4. Then we had a 2, another 0. Then we had a 6. Then we had a 2. So I've noticed, like, look, 0, and then we have 4. More than we're typically selling, right? And then we have a 0, and then we have a 6. So I kind of noticed, you know, it's just these fluctuations, which is pretty typical in e-commerce businesses. So that's why, you know, like you've heard a million times, I'm sure, look at your averages. Here's another thing to look at. Organic impressions, 21.6. 23.7 for the month of October, but then when you look at the last 7 days, it's almost 29%. So these numbers could be higher, and this number could be higher. You can see it actually was higher when you look at the longer term, but again, it's just me continuing to work at this. Our traffic is up, page views are up, and our solds are up. So it doesn't matter how, I mean, it is good, obviously, to increase all this a lot, but at least it's increasing and it's not going down. So I have found some more sources for items. Going to be trying them out. I'll say in the next 2 weeks I should be getting items from these sources. Supposedly they're going to be really good, as my phone goes off, but you never know until you actually get the item. So you do kind of have to take a chance and just try, new sources. Again, when I do it, it's not like I'm buying $10,000 from a new source. I think that's foolish. But I think what is good is, try out a smaller, see if you can buy just 20 items. And what that does is it gets you some items, gets you to see what they're like without risking a bunch of money up front. And of course, it is a risk for them as well, right? Because if you don't pay, they could get hosed. So usually you're paying and then getting the stuff. So be prepared for that if you're newer to this business. Yeah, and you try to vet them as much as possible, and then you just eventually you got to pull the trigger and try it out. So I found 3 other sources. We're going to try those out, see how they work. Fingers crossed they work good. Like I said, in the next 2 weeks I should get something from each of them. And then I'll just let you guys know how it goes. But this experiment, again, it taught me more. I think my store, we're only at 900 and let me look on my phone here. I can tell you exactly how many items I have in my store. A little over 900. So We'll have to be going to a bigger store soon. I had to take a drink there. We'll be going to a bigger store because we'll be hitting 1,000 items, and once you hit 1,000 items on the store I'm subscribed at, you have to start paying insertion fees. So there's no reason to do that. We'll just bump up the next tier. You get up to 10,000 listings, I believe. And so obviously it'll take us a long time to hit 10,000. Now we'll have to see how sales go, how sales continue. Might bump up to 11 or 12. I don't know. But I would also look at this and say, okay, you know, we were averaging what did I say, 1.41, and we didn't really double our sales. We didn't go up that much. Maybe it's not wise to increase my listing goal. I do think how many items you have in your store is a key. I also think what kind of items you have in your store is key. Obviously, if I was selling all like vintage or rare stuff, I'd be selling a lot more. But I'm competing with a lot of people in a lot of these categories. So you kind of have to figure out a way to beat the competition while still making money. Because I could go in, right? I could promote my whole store at 50%, but what kind of money are you going to make? Not a lot. So there's different things you can do to make your store outshine the competition. The easiest thing is customer service, you know, getting back to people right away, taking care of their issues, answering their questions. When you do have returns, handling them properly, getting them refunded quickly, you know, to keep your feedback score, a lot of feedback, and keep your feedback score high. And then just sell items, just sell. I can't remember how many items we've sold in this store, but it's getting up there. And so, you know, again, as you do more business, things just get better. You just get more traffic. You get your repeat buyers coming back. So that's why you want to make sure you're marketing to those buyers that have already bought from you. And then, you know, hopefully they just buy again. You send them coupons or different things. Don't let them forget about you. Make them love you. And, you know, because if you do it right, you can list the same brands, same kind of style, same kind of stuff. So if they came in and they bought, you know, let's say it's a Nike t-shirt or Under Armour t-shirt, and then you list more of those, chances are they're going to come back and maybe buy another one later on. Now, if you have, I don't know, 100 customers, right? That's a lot harder to get repeat buyers than if you have 5,000 customers that you've sold to. So again, it's all about just laying that foundation and keep going. More you sell, longer you do this, all those things. It's not a quick thing. It takes a while to build this up, especially in a category, which most categories are pretty competitive. Not all. There are some that you know aren't, and those are great to be in. But this is the niche I'm in right now, and this is how it's going. So we're just going to keep at it, keep adding, keep building the store up. I know it works because we did it in the first store, and like I said, we were up to 30 sales a day, listing, I can't remember what the top was, 35, 40 items a day. So we can do the same here. The thing that's crazy is I looked at my other store, the first store, and it has, I don't know, almost 4,000 items. This one has, like I said, just over 900. So the amount of money listed in the first store is about double, a little more than double of the value of my second store. My second store has way less items, so it's a lot better stuff. So if I'm selling, you know, 30 items a day, based on our ASP right now, we'd be making over 100,000 a year. So if we can get it up there, I think it's 22 or 23 items I need to sell per day in this second store, and that would be 100,000 in gross profit per year. So doesn't take a lot when you have a higher ASP. That's the beauty of listing the good items. So that's what we're shooting for. But yeah, that's the update for today. That's what's going on. Like I said, we're just going to keep pushing. I'll let you guys know how these new items go, or these new suppliers, the stuff they give me, how that goes. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Let me know if you guys have any questions or feedback. Appreciate you as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.